In this video tutorial, you are going to learn about namespaces in C++. Hello everyone, this is Aismanth from skillsgrow.com. Here are the topics we are going to discuss in namespace. What is a namespace? Creating a namespace. Usage of namespace. Types of namespace. And rules required to create namespace. What is a namespace? A namespace is a declarative region that provides a scope to the identifiers in it. It is a container for identifiers. It puts the names in a distinct space so that they don't conflict with other names. It prevents name collisions, especially when the codebase includes multiple libraries. It is designed to overcome the difficulty to differentiate similar names available in different libraries. Creating a namespace. Creating a namespace is like that of creating a class in C++ language. Here is an example program for creating namespace. The above program will create a namespace called MySpace. Usage of namespace. There are three ways to use a namespace in a program: scope resolution, the using directive, the using declaration. Let us briefly discuss about these three types. Scope resolution. Any name declared in a namespace can be specified particularly using the namespace's name and the scope resolution operator. It is denoted by the symbol given here. The using directive. The using keyword allows to import an entire namespace into the program with a global scope. It is used to import a namespace into another namespace easily. The using declaration. By using declaration, we import one specific name at a time which is available only inside the current space. The name imported with using declaration can override the name imported with using directive. Types of namespace. Global namespace, standard namespace, nested namespace, anonymous namespace. A global namespace. If an identifier is not declared in a specific namespace, it is a part of the global namespace. This will differentiate the identifier with the same name in other namespace. It makes to understand the code easier to others. To qualify a global identifier, the scope resolution operator should be used with no name. Standard namespace. All the C++ standard library types and functions are declared in the standard namespace. It helps to identify the different functions with the same name in the program. Nested namespace. Here, it has unqualified access to its parent's member, but the parent members do not have unqualified access to the nested namespace. This namespace can be used to implement the details which does not exist in the parent namespace. Anonymous namespace. It is useful to make variable declarations visible to the code in other files without having to create a namespace. In an unnamed namespace, all code in the same file can be seen in the identifiers. Here is an example program for anonymous namespace. Important rules to create a namespace. The namespace must be done either at the global scope or it should be nested inside another namespace. The namespace should not contain any semicolon. We cannot create instance of a namespace. The namespace should not be redefined or override. Thank you for watching the video and stay tuned for more content from us.